Okay, in this video we're going to have a look at doing the derivative of cosec x, cot x and sec x. So let's start with cosec x. And the first thing, just like I can't really solve equations in cosec, I'm going to write this in terms of its reciprocal function. So this is just the reciprocal of sine, 1 over sine x. And just like I can't really differentiate 1 over x, I'm going to turn that into sine minus 1x, just like I would if I was dealing with 1 over x. And now I can have a go at differentiating it. So dy by dx is going to be differential of this thing here. So I bring my power down, minus 1, keep sine x as it is because that's just the thing that's inside the bracket, and reduce my power by 1 to minus 2. Now I need to multiply by the derivative of the thing that's inside the brackets, this guy here, which of course is cos x. Now I can tidy my whole thing up and I get minus cos x on the top, my numerator, and my denominator of course is just sine squared of x. Now I can simplify this a little bit and split it up rather than just leaving it like this, and I can put this cos, I can call this minus cos x all over sine x times sine x, and cos over sine of course is just cot, so I get minus 1 over sine x, probably the easiest way of showing you. This pen was a lot of money and it really isn't doing its job. Minus 1 over sine x multiplied by cos x over sine x. Well, 1 over sine is of course cosec, so we've got minus cosec x multiplied by cot x. So we get minus cosec cot, which is another one you might like to learn or be able to practice deriving it so you can derive it really, really quickly. Okay, so the derivative of cosec x is minus cosec cot. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at what happens when I differentiate sec x. Well, just like we did with cosec, we're going to rewrite that as 1 over cos x, which is just cos to the minus 1 of x. Right, now we can differentiate it, so y dash differential of y, bring my power down, reduce my power by 1, minus 2, and multiply by the differential of what's inside the bracket. Well, we know that when we differentiate cos, we get minus sine, and this keeps missing things, but there we go. Hopefully you can bear with me. Now a negative times a negative is a positive, so that just leaves us with sine x on the top, and all across the bottom we have got cos squared x. And so if we wanted to, we could again split this up into 1 over cos x multiplied by sine x over cos x, and 1 over cos, well, that's just sec x, that's what we started with, so I can rewrite that as sec x, and sine over cos, this thing here, oh, it's just tan, so we get sec x tan x, which is another one, if you like, that it's handy to learn or derive very, very quickly. Okay, so now we're going to do y is equal to cot x. Now, having seen the previous two, I think you could probably have a go at this yourself. So pause the video, have a go, and then watch the video just to make sure you've really understood how to simplify it down at the end. Pause the video and then press play. Okay, so just like we did before, we're going to put this into 1 over tan, and 1 over tan is just the reciprocal of tan, so we get tan to the minus 1 of x. So when I differentiate that, y dashed will give me minus 1 tan to the minus 2x, because I'm reducing the power by 1, multiplied by the differential of tan. Well, the differential of tan is sec squared from the previous video. So that's definitely one that needs to be committed to memory. So when I tidy that one up, I'm going to get minus sec squared on the top, all over tan squared. And I might like to try and tidy this up a little bit and see what we end up with. Well, sec squared is just sec squared is just 1 over cos squared. So let's just put that there. And instead of writing tan x, I can write that as sine over cos, but because it's 1 over, it's the reciprocal of tan, that's actually just cot, isn't it? So that's cos squared, oh, that should be a multiply, sorry. That's just cos squared over sine squared. So the lovely thing here is, of course, is that the cosines cancel, and we just get minus 1 over sine squared x, but 1 over sine is cosec, so we get minus cosec squared x. One to learn. Okay, so to finish off, these are the ones that you need to learn. The differential of cosec is minus cosec cot, the differential of sec is sec x tan, and the differential of cot is minus cosec squared. You will need to know them, you will have to integrate these functions at C4 and recognise what the differentials are. So now would be a good time to start committing them to memory. Now you can have a go at the next exercise in your textbook of differentiating sec, cot and cosec.